So we'll go with that. Welcome to the show,
Cool.
everybody. My name is Conrad. This is Shannon.
Buddy.
Today
phone.
is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Tuesday, Thursday. Thursday?
Today's Thursday.
Thursday.
All day long.
August 4th.
All right.
So,
that I don't know. I mean, as far as
2022.
Yep.
We've made it to August.
year of our Lord.
We got all kinds of stuff going on in August.
Yeah, buddy.
We got to drive our trailer to Kansas.
That'll happen.
And do an event
sure.
illegally there. So
yeah.
go ahead and do that. I'm not worried about it as far
It's
as
a private event, though, so it's not technically illegal.
Yeah.
It's just a couple goofballs that has a trailer that can turn out any kind of food you want doing a private event. So
it's just, we got to do it for everyone at some point.
Yeah.
And
well, if they want us. I mean, there's a lot
and
of
they
people
do.
that we know
that it just can't make it down here or certain time, so we're just bring it to them.
Sure.
You didn't think that is what it would be. Like, people always use the joke, when you buy a pickup, everybody's going to ask you to move and stuff.
That's true.
You didn't think that when you buy a taco truck, everyone's going to ask you to come do their thing. Meaning family.
Hey guys, I've got a house.
Yeah.
You got a taco truck. I'm just saying, put the two
Can
together.
you just bring it up? We're going to do a football party. It's like, that's fine. It's 8-hour drive.
8 hours. Yeah.
But we'll be there. So that's what we're doing this next weekend.
Yeah, well, go Jaguars.
At that party. And then we've been having a production meeting. I'm going to call it that.
Are you going to start calling it that?
Yeah, production meeting for the special.
Sure. I am holding out on the production meetings because we still haven't had an employee party yet. So
yeah, we got to.
I think, we have to have an employee party.
Well,
we could
talk do that at the bowling alley.
It's right off.
Yeah.
We could talk, we should get cuts there.
Yes. That's see, this is kind of the behind the scenes of a production meeting.
Oh, God.
Right now. We're showing them, but that's where we should
not to be a part of it. I was trying to, my contract is holding out for an employee party, So
super simple, dude.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just got back from Arkansas, dude. And if you were wondering if Arkansas still exists, barely. I will say that. It barely exists.
Okay. Where about were you in Arkansas? Can I ask that question?
Let me.
You don't want to give that information?
I do. I do want to give it, I guess, so Chris can look it up on his map.
Yeah.
The best way to do this might be Pulp Fiction style.
Okay.
Or even Breaking Bad style. Where I'll tell you this. I'll tell you, there's a lot of meth in Arkansas.
A lot of smoking meth in there.
I'll tell you the last part of the trip. I'll tell you, it ended with an African-American drug addict.
What? In Arkansas?
Or alcoholic.
Are you in the right state? That's the next question.
Driving a dirt bike through the middle of a city.
That'll happen.
Like, not a motorcycle that's street legal, one that Travis Pastrana should be doing backflips on.
3-wheeler.
Yeah, this was a Honda Elsinore dirt bike.
Wow.
This guy had got going, and that's where the story ends. And I'll just...
Oh, you Pulp Fiction right now.
So we'll start at the beginning, but that's where it ends. And how do we get there?
I don't know that. I mean, I don't even know if what you just said was true, but I can't wait to get there.
It ends there, dude, with just a guy that looked like Samuel Jackson from Black Snake Moan driving a motorcycle feet from me, a Honda Elsinore feet from me.
Was it decked out? Can you give me that? Was it like
it had a number?
Nice.
Like it was racing.
7.
That was like a 312 or something.
Jeez.
So yeah, we do a family vacation every year with the siblings and my dad and grandpa, and this will be the 3rd year.
Was your mom there?
Every year. No, my mom wasn't there. She was she did get on the ballot though for governor.
Good.
Yeah.
Of Kansas?
Of Kansas.
Total?
I mean, I guess lieutenant governor. She doctored a bunch of votes and stuff. I guess you have to get petitioned. So they hired some service that was out there to get signatures.
Petitions. Yeah, I'll get petitions.
And so they got signatures.
They got enough.
And you got to get enough to get on the ballot.
That's good. I signed it.
And so she, made up a bunch of names. She's like, most of these won't make it because they're fake.
Well, dead people or people that don't live in the state anymore.
And so anyways, that was her big news that she interrupted the family vacation with.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, just to call and say that,
hey, I know you guys are having a good time.
Yeah, but let me remind
Dubs,
you. I'm
gonna be the governor. So
which is good. I say that's great. It doesn't matter. It makes me hold fast in my beliefs of politics.
Yeah, I hope she gets it.
Yeah, I do too. I really do, and I'm praying for it. So it was my dad, my grandpa, my dad's fiance,
Check.
stepmom, and it was my sister Katie and her husband.
Yep.
And their 4 children.
Okay.
And me and Heather and Jonah and Rowan.
Okay.
And the Gumpster.
Nice.
And Caleb.
Does he have his tattoo yet?
Not of Subway,
Okay.
but he just learned of that information. That he can get free
he
Subway
will have
for life
it today. Eat
Um,
fresh. I'm going to tell you this. Hey, Subway, you're doing all right with your sandwiches.
Wasn't bad the other day.
The new ones. No, we even have the new ones, bud.
Did you have a new one?
We done messed up.
They didn't have them here.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
Yeah, walk in and get the boss.
Is it pretty good?
Meatball with extra pepperoni. Get out of here.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Finally.
Anyway.
Caleb Gump, and then my sister from Colorado left her fiance or whoever, he didn't come.
Yeah.
So just my sister from Colorado, and then Grace. Audrey had to work. So everybody but Audrey was there as far as siblings go.
Yeah.
And then all the kids, Grandpa Jim. So Cody is Salt Life person. Right?
Oh, yeah. I know Cody.
Yeah, he's Salt Life. He's your friend that you used to work with. That's Lake guy. He's that.
Yeah.
And he's got 4 kids, but
did he bring the pontoon?
Married. He bought a boat
there
last year. Yeah, there.
He just traveled and bought a boat there. That's the way to do it.
It seems like you could get a better deal, but he bought a boat and built a garage around it. And
I saw that.
So he brought his boat.
Good.
Which I didn't have the pleasure of getting on. I didn't really feel like it.
You didn't throw the captain hat on and take a little putt around the lake there, buddy.
And Dad brought the 2 Sea-Doos.
Nice.
So he had 2 Sea-Doos that we were ripping and gripping. And that's where it starts. So we get.
Where is yours?
It's, it is right now it's just kind of been used more as like a
lawn art.
Yeah, lawn art.
Nice.
Like a lawn gnome. So I doubt it will ever run. It was just a huge waste of money. I got some prick, screwed me on it, and that's where we're at. Shout out to Casey. Everybody.
Yeah, shout out to Casey. Yeah.
So we get down there. I don't even know. It was like a 5-hour drive from here. And I haven't been to Arkansas in a long time, maybe ever.
Right.
A lot of adult bookstores.
Really?
In Arkansas.
Huh.
Like they don't know that the internet.
They don't know.
Should have eliminated a lot of this.
Yeah, they don't know that there's a digital version.
Yeah. You don't have.
They're still analog in it.
They are, and a lot of pro-life stuff.
You see it, but I mean, Arkansas. I don't know if you know this. Arkansas voted no, but
they voted no, and which is good,
which is great,
thankfully. But you would see like a lot of church literature on the side of the road, church stuff, right next to adult bookstores, which is cool.
Oh, it is cool. That's one-stop shop. You know what I mean?
Dichotomy of life, right?
Sin, pray for forgiveness, repeat. Wash, rinse.
And so we just get the Focus loaded down. Head down.
Nice.
It's only a couple days that we're going to be down there, so it's not a huge deal. We do it every week when we go the other direction.
Right.
So you get down there. Check-ins at 4, and we stay at this place that Katie rented. Costs everybody $1 million. Yeah, PM. Okay. 4 p.m.
Just making sure.
And you got 3 cabins that are all in this little, commune.
Right.
And each one it's got the same kind of shiplap. Each one's made completely of shiplap.
Okay. That's a fun word.
All it is an Airbnb thing. And it's
Grandpa got 2 of them, and everybody else.
He got his own, which is good. That was his request. And that's what started all, the hunting for a place where I don't want to stay with you guys in a even if it's a large cabin.
Listen, I love my grandkids, but
I don't want to be around them.
I am too old for this.
Which was smart. And so it was a perfect setup. They had a main house with these big windows that you overlook the lake. It's right on the water. There's a dock where you can pull up the boat and the stuff right there.
Wow.
That was cool. And then everybody could kind of hang out in the main house the whole time, and then you just go to the other one, go to bed, basically. Well, everything's fine. There's really no crazy stuff, except for right when we got there, we're like, well, where do you load this stuff up at? Like, where do you get this shit into the water?
Sure.
And
on the other
everybody is always worried about that. when you go to a lake.
Yeah, where's the
Like,
launch?
there's so many talks about launching a
Well,
boat.
if you want to do it today,
Yeah.
right now,
It's just
let's get them in the water. Let's get them in the water. Time off before
Yeah.
we even unpack it.
Just
We got to do that.
right.
Well, maybe we should have lunch. Let's have lunch first.
Let's have
then we'll
lunch.
get-
What do we having? You
What
know,
do we got? Pastrami.
there's that too. I mean, the whole way up, my wife was like, we're supposed to bring cups and
We've
plates.
got to stop
We gotta
and
stop
get.
at Walmart.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, isn't there one there? Yeah, it's 2 miles away. But I just think, you know, eventually it's like, Jesus Christ, be quiet
stop.
about
Just
Walmart.
stop.
We'll get
Yeah.
there, you know. And
Yeah, that's when you hit the phone. Beep, closest Walmart.
and it was, yeah. And
Yeah.
so we did. And I went and got the cups and plates
Good.
and all that
I was worried
stuff.
about that.
Yeah, everybody apparently was. So the boat launch became the hot topic.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, it's lake life, dude. I mean, there's a checklist to lake life. I've seen it happen. One, launch boat.
Yeah.
Or watercraft.
See, but the issue became, we got there, Grandpa Jim and Grandpa Richard are sitting down there being grandpas. They got a couple chairs right by the lake where you can sit there. You can swim right there.
That's good.
And
That's a mistake, though. I mean, you got to get the watercraft.
And they're talking watercraft. Like,
Sure.
when do we get these in?
Yeah.
You know,
Now.
And I'm down there sitting, dude. Once you go Salt Life Conrad, it's like I went and got some Tang and vodka, dude, and I was just down there drinking some
Was
Tang.
you tanging it?
Tanged up, dude. Wu-Tang Clan, and I didn't even know they still made this stuff. But in Arkansas, it's readily available.
Yeah,
it's
right next
to powder,
right next to the Ovaltine.
Yeah,
you know.
And so I powdered up some Tang, and I walked down there, and we're sitting around and having a drink, and people are already jumping in. Can I get in the water? Yeah, get in, dude. Who cares? You know, get their life vests on. There's kayaks there. I don't know if you ever kayaked, but it's like a boat that doesn't have an engine.
People kayaking or kayaks available for you to do kayaking.
Yeah, available for us, you know. And so we grabbed all the kayaks, dragged them down there. Rowan and Jonah are kayaking across this lake.
Yep.
It's Lake Hamilton, wherever that is. So named after the president, I think.
The great play, Broadway play.
Or the yes.
Yeah.
They renamed it recently to Broadway.
That's good. Yeah, well, they should.
And what Lake Hamilton is when you imagine, like, what do people who have money do?
Mm-hmm.
It is buy a mansion on Lake Hamilton, because I don't think anybody would even think to check there.
Right.
But even in comparison, we went to Branson before, where you'll see a lot of condos, a lot of big, massive hotels.
Yeah,
and then you'll see lake houses scattered. Some, but not. This is every.
It's
foot,
different. It's different.
It's like our street. There's no yard. I mean, there's a backyard, but there's no side yards between another mansion.
Right.
And I'm not talking like they're mansions. Like Fresh Prince lives there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like this is Shaq's place.
Yeah.
Tony Stark lives there.
Yeah.
Insane.
Everybody in California. You know, it's a California
insane mansions. The ones that we were staying in were built 100 years ago, and they weren't it's just a house, wooden. That's not what I make them anymore.
No.
You're talking
knock those
castles.
Down. Yeah,
they're building freaking castles.
Yeah.
And you could see some of them as we're sitting there. We haven't been around the lake yet.
And they're looking over like,
losers.
Here they come.
Losers.
You know.
Yeah. And I think everyone is a tourist, but I don't know. Maybe some people live there. I don't know. But you know, you finish your first tank. It's like, well, let's go I'll help you put them in.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Let me grab one more tank.
You got one person being like, it's over there. You got to go around the pond, and you got to go around or lake. You know?
The big pond.
Yeah, the big pond. You got to go over a bridge and go through town. And okay, yeah.
Stop by Walmart and then take a left.
And it's fine. I was like, all right, I'll go get another tang and I'll ride with you, dude.
Yeah.
No problem. And we get in the truck. We drive around. You have no idea of direction. You have no idea where you're at.
No.
Because you're going around a mountain.
Well, water does that to you, dude. Like,
yeah.
Large bodies of water.
Yeah.
You're just looking at the lake the whole time. And you're like, I think that's southwest.
And so how this lake works is
it's south by southwest, like the Great Festival.
There is a big hotel. There is a big, you know, like marina area and stuff like on the main part, the restaurant and stuff.
You see any pirates?
I saw some soulmates there, dude, but
all right.
Not too many on the water, which is
they were barbecuing though.
They were barbecuing for sure.
Yeah.
And okay, we'll go to the marina. That's where we get there. It's closed, of course.
Right. Sign out front.
Sunday, Sunday night they're closed, and so there should be a public thing somewhere to launch this. You know, it's Arkansas. This person's in there. You know, how did that guy get in there?
Right.
And we find one that was still part of some business, some boat salesman place, but we saw that we could just back in. Okay, go there. the problem with all of this was Tug was going to ride the one over to the dock, and I'll ride the other one. And I had Jonah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we'll be fine.
It's fine.
We'll be fine. Tug has his phone because this lake set up this main lake, which is not that big, but then there's channels.
Yeah, there's coves
that just branch off for miles with mansion after mansion that all look the same or all
look like kind of like rivers. You know what I mean?
And because we hadn't been out on the water out of that channel, we have no landmarks.
No idea
of being like that. Look for that mansion and then stayed on the right side of it, and then you'll go on your right channel.
Yeah.
But I'm not concerned because I said, well, you got your phone. Maybe one of you guys can we'll just text the address in there and we'll get there through the water.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
That's it. That's fine.
I know it's that direction.
I mean, if you have to pick up the jet ski and just kind of go over land a little bit and then put it in another channel to get it closer, that's fine.
And so when we launch, and we had to be quick about that because we're not supposed to be at this place.
Yeah.
Throw them off. And my dad takes off and I'm on one, and Tug's like, oh, Grace sent me the location. Grace pinged it.
Yeah, that's good. That's easy.
I was like, that's smart, dude.
Technology. That's
and so
really smart.
He couldn't kind of understand how it was working because it keeps trying to go back to where you're driving. So he's like, turn around. So you got it zoomed in, and then you start driving, and the phone zooms out and it's like, turn around, you're going the wrong direction, all that shit.
Yeah.
Because it thinks you're driving a car.
Like, right. Yeah.
There's no boat setting
there's no water. There's no aquatic setting for
water setting.
Yeah.
And so we take off, and I said, I'll do it. And we're going slow because I got the Jonah with me, and I'm just trying to figure out how this is am I going in the right direction?
Sure.
Does this arrow go? I think we got it. We drive all the way over to where Grace's dot was. And we're right on the dot, but there's like land in between the dot. And I was like, shouldn't it be right next to the water? I mean, we were on a channel.
Yeah, right.
You see these channels. This isn't. Well, when Grace Tug had said, Grace, what's your location? Grace dumbly just sent it. She was at Walmart.
Oh, wow.
So
you drove a jet ski to Walmart?
Well, we drove as close as we could get to Walmart. Which happens to be the opposite of where we're staying.
Yeah. It's on the other side of the lake.
It wasn't a huge deal, except for
the lake.
They were both out of gas.
Yeah.
Because we just thought we were going
just across the lake.
Right back to the thing.
Sure.
And now we have driven, for about 40 minutes the wrong way on this lake.
Yeah.
And now it's dark.
Great.
We don't have lights.
Yeah. Past 4 p.m.
And now everybody's freaking out. They're calling.
Where are they?
And so each time you get the thing, it's like, okay, and my dad is like, oh, and he's pissed. Now Grandpa's pissed, should have, we just sat there and talked about launching him for 2 hours, and then you shouldn't have done it, So they send me the right location, and we're just navigating through these channels.
Oh yeah.
Like putting around. Tug's things beeping, dying. It's like there's no reserve.
Please put gas in me. Hello, put gas in me. Okay.
And so we get the right location now.
Yeah.
And I can't answer their.
While you're on the lake, you smell any barbecue? You smell people out there?
Oh yeah. There's barbecue and mansion.
For sure.
I'm just staring at the phone, following the dot, and eventually we find it. I don't know how. It's pitch black. I mean, they had their phones and they're just waving their phones.
Yeah.
Pull up,
making all kinds of lights. And
I don't think if anybody understood. Like, I have no idea. There's zero reference.
You got your flare gun?
I need a flare gun. There's zero reference of. We don't know what we're looking at all. We've not bid on this.
Yeah, well, if you zoom in, it'll say Lake Hamilton.
That's
in the middle usually in the middle of the lake, and
that's all we had.
Yeah.
So we made it, and that was a fun adventure. And so the rest of the thing, nothing really happened. The biggest thing was people were worried about. Everybody's always worried about eating. You know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna do for dinner? And Linda was Tug's birthday.
That's a big part. That's
it is
part of it.
But they try to organize. I mean, to take this, but at the same time, all it does is then cause everybody to sit that is required to cook dinner that night to sit there and talk about it for 6 hours,
right,
all day. Like, what time do you think we're going to start the roast? What time do you think we're going to? And it's almost more. Katie had the right idea when I first got there. She's like, I'm just going to order pizzas.
Yep.
That was her night. And,
right.
Okay. Now it's done.
Well,
there's no worry about it.
Yeah. Next night, you can always have something different. Domino's tonight.
Linda was going to make this special birthday roast for Tug as his birthday. And I guess he liked, requested it. It's delicious, but I didn't see her the whole day.
Yeah.
You'd think it'd be set it and forget it kind of deal.
It's not.
It was not. It was like,
But some people like
set it.
Some people like to do that.
I forgot.
Grab a Tang, watch the slow cooker.
I think
You know what I
she
mean?
went to the Walmart 7 times
Oh,
because
yeah.
you keep
Well,
forgetting
you have
one
to.
ingredient, or
Right.
you keep forgetting.
I need garlic.
I didn't have a potato masher.
Yep. Sorry.
Did you enjoy your day at the lake today? Yeah, I loved it. I
Yeah.
cooked all day.
That Walmart's really nice.
So
Plenty of parking.
it was delicious though. So we had a delicious roast that one night, and we played a new game. I invented a new game, and you kind of catalyst on this.
Plinko ball.
Well, Jonah had got that throw burrito game.
Oh yeah.
That you had introduced him to
Sure.
over Christmas,
Sure.
which it's basically a card game where you collect, sets of 3, I think, and then there's battles of duels and battles where you throw these stuffed burritos at each other.
It's a good time.
But nobody was really interested in playing a board game.
Right.
Which
they wanted
fine.
to watch that roast cook.
They wanted to watch the roast cook, and so I said, well, what, Jonah, if the funnest part of this game is what? Throwing the burrito at each other.
Yeah.
So forget the card part.
Yeah, screw that.
Let's just go outside and we'll do the duel.
Yeah.
We'll take the paces and throw it. Well, once that started, now people are like, oh, this could be fun.
Sure.
They want to come run around and get a burrito thrown at them. And we'd found this big
log,
almost like a pool noodle, but a blow up one, a log. And so we started playing burrito baseball with it.
Nice.
And that got pretty intense. It was humid as hell out there. Probably Arkansas humidity. They're pretty well known for that. It's the thickest.
It's the thickest.
You got to
by the water, and if it's something happens with water, takes the humidity out a little bit.
It was a dehumid humid.
Yeah, that water sucks the humidity back over the water. You know what I mean?
It definitely did. It was a real cloud of humidity over the water.
Yeah, that'll do it.
We were fine, but we were sweating to the oldies playing this game, burrito baseball.
Sure.
Which is a lot like big stick baseball that we invented at one point.
Right.
Where you hit the burrito and then you have to run to a stump and then run back home, and the person catches it and tries to just
hit
dodgeball.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah.
That's how you get out, and then you could stay on the base or whatever. So it was intense, fun. Everybody got involved. So it was fun. It was a good game. And then everybody went back to their cabins. Grandpa had already, he just likes to get books of the place and then read about where he's at.
Yeah.
Which is probably smart.
Yeah. The name was changed. 2 weeks ago to Hamilton.
It gives you all this information.
It used to be David Duke Lake, but it changed it.
Yeah, and they still have some David Duke stuff around. There was a fitness center. There was a David Duke fitness center.
Clinton is from Arkansas too. Remember?
Yeah, he was from Arkansas.
So I'm surprised that there
probably is a
stuff around there.
Bill Clinton Lake, I would think.
That's where they dump the bodies. Dude.
And I don't know much about Arkansas. I mean,
Arkansas. Some people say Arkansas. Some people say Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little piece of something I watched while you were in Arkansas, and I stumbled upon and I thought was fun. So there's this guy that works for the BBC, good-looking black gentleman, cooks great barbecue, and he wanted to find out where the most racist place in
America.
In America.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little place.
Is it in Arkansas?
In the middle of Arkansas, and so he said, "Hey, I'm going." So he went, and everybody on the plane was super nice to him.
Yeah.
And then he got to that little town. He's like, all right, I'm going to confront these guys. Everybody was super sweet.
Yeah.
And inviting. One guy bought him dinner. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're all the way from, we don't get much visitors from across the pond, And so he was kind of on film. He was kind of shook because this is.
Well, you go off the stereotype or whatever. Yeah. Whoever had claim they are the most racist.
You heard about it, and everybody's, you know what? You heard about that because the leader of the Ku Klux Klan lives in the next town over, and he says, "Oh, I thought this." He's
like a Grand Master.
Yeah, the Grand Master. He lives out there, but he promotes the stuff in our town. We don't like it. I mean, it's done. It's over. But the only billboard that they could promote the racist stuff is between these two towns. So he lives out in Zinc, Arkansas. So he's like, oh, okay. Well, the guy finds out what the name is.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to vote for it, don't you? Like you vote for the Grand
Master. I don't
Master.
know how it is. So Zinc, Arkansas, population 100. Okay. And so he gets the Zinc, and everybody's so sweet and so nice.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know where this guy lives.
Right.
And they're asking, like, I have an interview with this guy. They knew the name.
Yeah.
But they didn't know where he lived. But he's like, oh, yeah, he lives up there. He said, why would you want to go up there? No one likes that guy. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, he's kind of weird. You know what I mean? I mean, he's all that Ku Klux Klan stuff, and you know, I mean, I wouldn't go talk to him in a town of 100.
Yeah.
They show him where it's at.
Right.
Super nice.
Yeah.
Not racist. So he gets to the guy's house, and it's a rundown shack in the middle of nowhere, zinc, population 100. And the guy comes out there and says, "Hey, can I help you? Remember, this guy's black."
Yeah.
And he says, "I'm looking for," he's like, "Yeah, that's me." He says, "I don't, hey, if you, oh, you doing an interview?
Yeah.
I'd love, can you meet me maybe tomorrow at the church? I'm kind of busy right now. I mean, I don't really want to have this in the house. There's a church right up here. You know,
Yeah.
you probably passed coming in town. Let's do the interview up there.
Okay.
Tomorrow, can we do that?" And
Sure.
and he's like, "Yeah, no problem. I mean, I came to your house and I was uninvited." So he goes back to the hotel. And he's like, "Yeah,
Got him.
got him.
Got him, dude.
So he just does an interview and then goes back home. That's the most racist place in America,
according to whatever he was able to find.
Yeah, and according to, because he did his homework. He's like, where I want to go to the most racist town. He figured he would just go in there and die, and it'd make a great story, and he'd be, you know, the next Hamilton or Broadway show or something.
I don't know. To me, when the further south you go,
you're right there.
I'm right there.
You were right there.
I mean, that zinc could have been right there.
You could have met him.
It just seemed to me like everything was pretty inclusive. I'd seen a lot of brothers out there. I'd seen a lot of, so it didn't really, I mean, I believe it.
Sure. I believe that is the racist, most racist place in America just because of that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't.
There's one guy that's super racist.
Yeah. I didn't know what to take out of, like, you can maybe like an aura of racism or something you're supposed to feel or something.
Oh, yeah. You're supposed to.
And I might have felt that, I guess.
Did you?
A little bit.
A little on the outside. You can read people's auras. You can see their colors.
It was an energy. It was a real racial energy.
You can see the true color shining through.
Yeah. And I didn't see sometimes you would think you've seen a Confederate flag, but it was that stupid Razorback. That's what it was.
Oh,
I'd get up there and that stupid hog.
Did you see John?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see Daly out there?
I didn't see Daly. I think he was playing somewhere.
He was probably golfing.
So it was uneventful. I mean, the biggest thing that happened, we all stayed up way too late, but that's what you do when you're with your siblings. You stay up and drink and watch. You know, we watched movies. You played
some spoons.
We didn't really get into card games. It's just bullshitting. And we ate
Taco Bell.
Linda's roast.
Oh,
you know, the day long roast, and then the next night we cooked burgers and stuff like that. Those were fine. Easy. And then that was it. Get back in the car and come back. And nobody got much sleep.
Right.
Which is fine. Everybody had a fun time. Everybody did as much on the water as that they wanted to do. There was no shortage of, somebody wanting to take somebody out too, but whatever. Right. Whoever wanted to do stuff, everybody was accommodating and everybody had a good time, including both grandpas.
How was the condiment selection? Was there lots of condiments there? Did you have a variety
for the
burgers or roast or whatever? You put anything on the roast? You didn't need it.
No,
good gravy.
She made a good gravy, and there was some mayo. We had just the staples. Just, a decent mayo. A decent mustard.
Great store.
Whataburger ketchup. A decent mayo. That's where I bought
Staples.
Oh yeah, that is a great store.
You're welcome.
But we head back, dude, and everything's fine. Kids pass out on the way back, so that's good.
Yeah. Too much tang,
And we had to leave by 10, so we got up, got going. 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Got out of there. So we're back 4:35, around there, in between 4:30 and 5, back in our house.
Yeah.
They have a longer drive, clearly, a few more hours to get back up to Kansas. And so we grab a sandwich, unpack the car. We're laying there watching Spider-Man 3. And then my dad calls my wife. And I think,
oh, that's never good.
That's not good.
No, that's
meaning
not good.
that he tried to call me. And my phone was in the car or whatever.
It's where it's at. You just got back from vacation, dude.
Lay down. We're watching Spider-Man 3, which is an awful show.
Oh, horrible.
I mean, of the Spider-Mans.
Right.
And so she answers, "Hey, we're in Edmond."
Oh no.
On 135, and the truck died. So give Connor the phone. Okay. It's like, so Grandpa, Linda, Tug, and my dad are in his truck pulling the jet skis.
Okay.
And they're on 135, the corridor in Oklahoma City. during rush hour.
Oh no.
And their truck dies.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what happened. It just died. I said, well,
That's weird.
battery,
Yeah.
probably alternator or something, or battery.
Uh-huh.
And it was hotter than shit. And I mean, on the way, everything's broken down. It's so damn hot.
Yeah.
People are just dying on the sides of roads. And that's what his thing is like. Well, Caleb said he's an hour and something out. He can come here, but he's driving Gump's truck, which is a 2-seater ashtray.
Yeah.
And he didn't know. He's like,
with
I got to get Grandpa out of the heat.
So many
There's no air
wrappers.
conditioner. He's got Linda and Grandpa. He's not even thinking of himself, but it's like
Gump's truck is nothing but
cigarettes, dude. It is a cigarette.
It's a cigarette, a lit cigarette, and nothing but wrappers.
I did get into a wrestling match with Gump though. The last day.
Yeah. Well, that's the time to do it, so you can have time to heal.
Man, they had a fold-out bed that we slept on. And I jumped up and just and he back jumped me.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was stuck because he probably weighs 400 or 500 pounds. It doesn't show.
Did he pin you?
I was pinned. I could not move.
Really easy.
Yeah.
Just rolled over.
And
now what, brother?
Breathe for a while after. He is having trouble breathing with the smoking.
He needs probably to cut down a scotch.
Coming from a smoker.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
No, coming from a smoker, you need to calm down.
He gets up at like 5 a.m. You could hear him. Do you make noise when you get up with the smoking?
No, I mean coughing.
Yes.
No, I think I had maybe like the Zika variant.
Yeah.
Well, what were the last variant?
I
don't know what a Zika.
Whatever, BA5 COVID or something.
Something. I might have had that because I had a cough for a little bit, but I don't cough.
He gets up every day like at 5, and it's like somebody's dying.
Yeah, Zach Skinman used to
do that
when he still actually does it, and he hasn't smoked for 20 years. So I think some people are just built with more phlegm.
I guess so.
You know what I mean? But smoking does not help that for sure.
Gump Fleming was just letting it go every day. And then he could catch his breath about 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. So about 4 hours or so.
That's good.
Of just coughing, trying to.
Well, he's got a job. He's got insurance. So,
yeah, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
But they call, and now you can't. So it's like, well, if the truck is totally dead, you'll need Big Red to pull the trailer.
Right.
But if you take Big Red, I got to get home. From there, I can't get in that truck.
Yeah. Well, you could take Big Red, buy a battery on the way.
Right. Well, that's ultimately what I did. But it's like now also I have to take Big Red, but also have to take Heather's car because they're going to take Big Red and leave their truck somewhere in Oklahoma City to take Big Red back if we can't fix his truck.
I got you.
You know, I mean, if it's totally
you're planning in case this fix doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I got to leave this truck there.
Right. I got to leave them with the red truck to get back to Kansas.
Sure.
And their truck will be stuck in Oklahoma City if we can't get it fixed.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then Heather has to come with the car and give me a ride back.
Right.
Here.
Either that or just wait until Friday because we're heading now.
Yeah, or we'll get whatever. But you didn't know what we're running into. Sure. So we load up and get Big, it just sits here usually.
Yeah.
I try not to drive it because diesel's so damn high. So it's out of gas, So,
yeah. Stop by.
So stop by, put $80 or $100 in because they might be taking it. All the way back to Kansas. I didn't want to put 5 gallons in and be like, there you go.
You guys going to have to stop by the gas station, good luck.
So filled it up, drove in, stopped at O'Reilly's, grabbed a battery on the way.
All right. One with the go handle?
With the go handle. Nice. Got there. They're stuck on the side of the road, but luckily there's 4 other stranded vehicles because everything's just blowing up.
Hey, hi. Yeah.
And they're out of the way enough to where this is fine, and throw the battery in, starts up, and it's like, well, okay, we're gonna drive. There's another O'Reilly's. There's 1,000 of them in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Right off of this exit, we're basically on an exit. So
you were on the corridor.
Pretty cool. We could just pull right off. We didn't have to merge or whatever. So pull off the exit, head towards this O'Reilly's. It's 4 miles away. We get within feet. I mean, probably a quarter mile of this O'Reilly's, and I'm following him. He pulls into this abandoned lot. He's like, it's dead. I mean, I don't want to try to even get to the O'Reilly's because it's dying.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, I can hook up Big Red to it and jump it, but not jump, just let it charge for a while, then drive over to O'Reilly's. And as we're doing that, it's like, that's a good idea. So we started doing that. As we're doing that, a guy walks right by.
Hi.
And, more like, hello there.
Okay. You guys want some barbecue?
Yeah. Right. A guy walks by.
It's certified.
That would hate to be in Arkansas. And like apparently, and just kind of staring. Didn't say anything, but I mean, really close. Like walked right next to the truck.
Yeah.
Very brash individual. But and meanwhile, I got my two girls in the car. You know,
Yeah.
Jonah's there in a truck. Everybody's out pulling Sea-Doos.
Yeah.
You know, this part of
What do
Oklahoma City's never seen a Sea-Doo.
No. What are you guys doing?
Because then there's a pit bull that comes out of a yard and is barking at us,
It's a
and
great
there's
performer.
and there's about that moment. You know, Linda's like, they've been stuck for an hour, so it took us an hour to get there. So been stuck for a while. She's got to go to the bathroom. I was like, why don't you guys get in the car and go somewhere? You know, we'll either get this fixed or we won't. So we pull the alternator off. And that must have been what it was. I mean, it was bad. It was burnt up. You could smell it.
The alternator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was just I hope they have one at this O'Reilly's.
They did.
Everything worked out fine. It was a quick swap. But as we're changing it, that's when the dirt bike guy started up.
No, what happened to the other guy? Did he just walk off?
He kept wandering around, and that's what he was waiting. We had to leave both grandpas, you know, my two hot grandpas stuck in this truck because we couldn't leave. If we would have left even just to go to O'Reilly's for 10 minutes, the Sea-Doos would be gone.
Yep.
And the whole back's filled with everybody's
You're
stuff.
profiling.
Well, yeah, it is. I'm more profiling for the area. It seemed like the dirt bike that the man was riding was probably initially somebody else's. You know, like he did not know how to ride this dirt bike.
Yeah.
He was just
was
now
it an
learning.
Evil Knievel kind of?
It was just like you're in the middle of Oklahoma City.
Right.
You shouldn't see a dirt bike.
Nope. I mean, it's Oklahoma City.
But there's no police in this part of Oklahoma City.
Unless you're down by the stockyards. Then, you know, hey, all bets are off.
It was
I've
in
had
the rough part of
I've had a few meals down by the stockyard, guy, and some strange going ons down there.
Yeah, there was some freaking strange. This guy was one of them. I mean, it seems Samuel Jackson riding a dirt bike, and they're just circling. That's what's so you would see the same people.
Yeah, circling
like buzzards.
Yeah, and every time they get a little bit closer.
That's what I mean.
Like a trouble tornado.
I wanted to be like, well, you know, just get in the truck, guys, and we'll drive down there. But you can't have them get in the truck. They're like, we have to sit here with our stuff to die with it, I guess, if that's where it gets to. And luckily, it wasn't dark. That would have maybe made it a little bit worse. But once we got the alternator, which, of course, when you go to O'Reilly's or any of the parts stores, and
you need a core.
You got to have your core, which I did. I took it off. That was Dad's decision. Like, let's take it off. It's like, I don't know.
How about not until we find out they have another one? Yeah. Do you have one? Okay, we'll take this off now.
Exactly. But we took it off. Went over there. But they always have 7 options.
Yes.
Like, which one do you have? Well, the only one we have in stock, really, you know, the one that's $500, whatever. Yeah, that's the only one we got in stock.
Yeah, we'll
really,
take that one.
Huh? Weird. You don't have the cheapest one?
Yeah. Do you guys work off of tips, or how does this work? You guys get paid hourly, or is it?
Got it. Threw it on though. Everything was fine. I mean, I guess.
And it made it home.
I haven't heard. Or they're dead.
New battery, new alternator,
new
life.
Yeah. So when you texted, "Are we doing?" It's like, yeah, I'm still driving home. Well, that was like 8 because I'd been home.
Well, yeah, and I the last time I talked to you, because you're on vacation, I don't like to bother anybody, and you said I don't know when we're gonna be somewhere in the middle of the week, late week, whatever. And so I was like, well, I didn't hear from him Wednesday because I figured you'd reach out, hey, I'm home, but you know, I'm getting unpacked. I don't want to do anything tomorrow, or you know, whatever. So I just reached out, kind of like, it's Thursday. I think he was going to go on for 3 or 4 days.
Be back on Wednesday,
whatever.
Right.
I was like shooting it. I was like, we're doing a show. No big deal. All I had to do was watch dogs and do the stuff around
random dude,
random dude, which is, you know, it finally rained, which is a good thing. I went swimming a couple times, and you know, it was nice. It was really nice to have. I figured I'm more lonely than I did, you know.
Well, your wife's been gone. She's been in Mexico. You got to get her today if you want to.
If I want to. Yeah. That's what I told her. She said, well, we're on our way home. I'm like, just stay. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
I've got it.
You've made it without her.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing. And I know she's just trying to keep me, you know, she's trying to keep me involved. God bless her. But she keeps sending me pictures of what they're doing and where they're at, you know, and it's all same thing, you know, on vacation. It's all about food.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, hey, guess where we are? Picture of a delicious eatery we used to partake in for 4 years.
Yeah, she's basically
the best steak I've ever had in my life.
Like nostalgia porn, like it's
Oh, it
nostalgia
is.
food
Exactly.
porn.
And I
know
exactly.
this is your favorite place.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And so she knows.
Yeah.
So she's a picture of the lake. This is where we used to hang out. Hey, here's a skate park that you and Matilda used to go. Hey, remember those micheladas you love so bad?
That time.
Guess what we're getting,
Yeah.
Then she had a random picture of new there's a company, I don't know if it's Squirt or whatever. There's making the Palomas she likes so bad.
Oh, yeah.
So bad. I mean, grapefruit soda with tequila. It's a Paloma. And so they got it pre-mixed. And she's like, oh, I don't know if I can get them when I get back. I said, probably just order from a liquor store.
Yeah, you probably could. Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. But I try to leave them alone too. It's one of those things,
Well, didn't they go down there and get their teeth fixed though?
Yeah, they all went to go. Well, it was kind of a
mixture of.
Yeah, it was a mixture of business and
a production meeting.
Yeah, they had a meeting with the dentist. This gal stands 4 foot nothing, and just true to form. She's got the 6 or 9 inch heels or whatever. Still only brings her up to maybe 5'3".
Right.
But I don't know how those gals can walk on those cobblestones. Anyway, they were having a discussion with her because they're going to rent out a space for a clinic, not only a dental clinic but a health clinic, and they're going to do video calls.
They're zooming.
Yeah,
Zoom health.
It's the Zoom health. Now they could still go down. They can go down there. We can go down there for a month and stay, and then she can actually work in the clinic,
right?
Or whatever. But they're slowly setting that up. Then they all had dental work to be done, and so I don't know if they all did. I know my sister and I think my wife had something done, cavity fillers.
Well, if you're there, at least get a cleaning and a cavity.
That's it.
Yeah,
yeah, because it costs like $20.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did that, and of course, it was they had a free place to stay because we still got friends down there. It was one Carlos's grandma that lives across. She's out of they think she came here for vacation.
I seen her at the lake, dude.
Yeah. I think she went to Arkansas,
right?
And so that they kind of swapped houses, and it's nice. Got a I don't know. It's one of those nice big stucco houses, and all the accoutrement and fruit trees and all that stuff. So they were right back in it. Wife seemed extremely happy to be there, which I would too.
Yeah. Well, you guys have fond memories of being there, and then for her to get to go revisit that.
Well, it was almost last minute, like, oh, you should have came with us. Like, I haven't updated my passport, so that's a no-go. And 2, I
don't even think you can do that.
Go have a fun.
Well, you can as long as you got your vaccine.
I do. I've got proof of that.
Yeah.
Coles.
Vaccine. Which I guess those are working pretty good.
Good.
Biden got it again, but he didn't take Coles. I think he got Johnson and Johnson.
Nope.
It's hard to know. I think we'd hear about it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think there's
is there a robot?
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 doppelgangers.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I'm confused by
every time he comes on, he has either more or less hair. You know what I mean? They can't get all of the lookalikes to look alike. And that's production. I mean, that goes to makeup. You know what I mean?
I heard a theory that the Queen of England has
died.
Did you hear that too?
Yeah, she's been dead for 40 years.
I heard that the person that's playing her, the person got cast as the Queen, is not her.
It's a heavy role.
And they were waiting for I heard she died of COVID, and then they were waiting for her jubilee or something to get done, because that just happened. She had like a jubilee, which is not a fruit, but yeah, she had some sort of jubilee where she was in office or queen for like 1,000 years,
100 years or something. Yeah,
and they just got done with it.
The bicentennial, probably.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. And then they're gonna be like, oh, but now she died, and it's closed casket, much like they should have done for my girl.
Yeah, it's closed captioning too, and closed casket. So you don't really know what's going on anymore. But I do know, I heard it was this is way before COVID. I heard she died in 9/11, dude.
She was on the plane?
Yeah, she was in one of the towers. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
But
there's no way to dispute it. That's what I don't understand about it.
Discussing anything about 9/11. You know me. I don't like to bring that up.
No,
I mean, always remember.
Never forget.
Never forget. But don't bring it up. Let's not talk about it.
I don't know.
But yeah, I heard the Queen was there.
She might have been at Hamilton too, because what I was so confused about.
No, the lake.
The lake. It's named after the play. Is dude, you sit there, you're on a lake in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at some point I escaped. Most of the family was on the boat, and the ones that wanted to be on the water were on the water, and it was just me
Yeah.
sitting there with two. I was like, I guess I'll get on the Sea-Doo. I don't really care. I don't, I don't need to go out there and do a bunch of donuts. That I don't get thrills on. I'm
Sure.
too old now.
Yeah.
I don't want to drown.
You want to get up real early when it's glass, just like Grandpa.
Just like Grandpa. I'm fine with just putting around.
Hauling.
Yeah. The kayak was plenty of speed for me.
Nice.
And so
you got to be careful with ocean life in a kayak. That's what I've known about all the videos I've watched.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Getting that orca up there and killer whales.
Yeah, there's a lot of
lake.
There's a lot of carp in there, big carp.
Carp.
Yeah.
Sturgeon. You got some big animals in freshwater, bud.
And so, but I took off on the Sea-Doo, and you just letting it idle, going like 3 miles an hour the whole time. And there's the people that you'll see, the tubers and the stuff like that, but most of it, there's nobody. There was nobody there, nobody on it, nobody outside. And you're just going from mansion to mansion and be like, I don't understand. I get that one person had enough money to build that.
Uh-huh.
I get that maybe 10 are rich enough in this country to build this.
Yeah.
But not thousands of these mansions on just this lake. And this is just one lake in Arkansas.
Right.
So times that by however many lakes where they let this happen.
Sure.
And these mansions, and it's like, you almost sympathize or be like, what is going on that I'm not, it makes you feel like you're in the simulation thing again.
Yeah.
There's no way that these things, it should take 100 years to build that home.
Right.
Just that one.
No, it takes a week.
It's amazing. And everything on it is like, it would take 100 years. I don't care if you have a crew of 20 guys. This is incredible.
Yeah. Well, architecture's not, architecture's not where it was,
To dig out the side of a mountain and put this much of a footprint into it.
Right.
How do you guys get that done? And nobody is. It's got to be fake. It's 3D printed. It's
a post.
It's not happening. You can't tell me that it's happening. It's like, I watched people building it. I watched there's new builds happening.
Right.
There's 4 guys, that are us. There's 4 of us that are just wandering around with dirty clothes, putting together a mansion. And you're going to tell me that got done? Like, yeah, we did these 30 this year. What? No, you didn't. There's no way.
Oh, we had to. We don't make too much on one house. I think we split, what was it, 10,000? I think 4 of us split 10,000 a house. So
it's just,
we got 30 done this year.
What are we doing? I mean, did everybody hit a scratcher? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, a lot of them did. And I don't know how most businesses turn a profit. We've talked about this a million times. You go buy, a carpet store. And I understand that people need carpet. Do they? I mean, I guess
you buy something that lasts for 20 years.
Yeah, apartment buildings. I mean, people ruin their carpet, but a lot of people, now they in things wood floors or concrete floors or, whatever. So there is no carpet. What are you talking? So when you have a business that's all carpet, all carpet.
Right.
Okay.
I would understand.
How is it staying in business? I mean,
unless it's the only one.
If it's the only one in the state,
then I get it.
No, I get it. Now, hey, guess
3
what?
On the same block.
You got one.
Yeah.
There's your mansion. But there's 3 on the same block. There's probably 458 in town.
Yeah.
They all got mansions. So there's one lake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just a carpet lake.
Carpet. Yeah. Carpet owner lake.
But then you got like, sun tanning places. No one's ever there. You know what I mean? You got the suntan beds. You might stroll through maybe once a year. Deep summer.
Prom season,
whatever you get, but that pays for your mansion. Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I'm confused, but I'm also confused.
We've
known so many people in our lives. I mean, as far as auxiliary, like can be related to us. They can be friends of the family. They can just be friends that you've met.
Yeah.
And none of them
have a lake house.
Yeah. So your dad had 2 he got into he
got the condo game.
The condo game
and he really wouldn't have
pyramid scheme.
Yeah, he wouldn't have bought the second one had the first one not been paid off. He bought early in '83, got lucky because Branson went crazy with Solar City and everything else. It went Branson.
Well, Dollywood, yeah.
It was before all of that stuff. The only thing that was out there was Shepherd of the Hills,
mm-hmm.
and
Blue Oyster Cult.
Silver City. And
Yeah.
Blue Oyster Cult would come in there every once in a while. This is before Yakov Smirnoff moved to town.
Right.
Ray Stevens built his all of that. There was none of that. There's none of it. That was back in 83.
Yeah.
Well, then everything blew up. So it stayed rented all the way through the rest of the 80s into the 90s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, it's paid off. That's good. You know, I paid off in 15 years. I'll buy another one. What's hot now? I'll keep it in town. Oh, the Promenade is getting hot in old Branson.
Yeah.
And Hilton's building one. So yeah, he did, but
but
paid
you're
for
still
themselves.
buying.
He got lucky.
When he
And
did
it's just
that,
a condo.
yeah,
It
you're
ain't
buying a
mansion.
room,
Buying
you're buying a hotel room.
You're buying a hotel room. It's almost like a timeshare, but he didn't want to do timeshares, so he just bought the unit.
Yeah.
Now the unit was, I think it was 170,000. I mean, he didn't pay for it all up front. You know,
So-
it rents. It goes. Sometimes he's got to pay a
Well,
couple
yeah.
hundred a month. It depends. Hot season pays for itself. You know what I mean? And all that stuff. But it basically paid for itself, and that's why I wanted to get another one, which is, by the way, another room in a different location. It's not a lake house. It's not a mansion.
See, that's what's so crazy. I understand that. Like there was a hotel, and maybe they're condos,
Right.
not a hotel.
Right.
And I could see buying a condo that you're going to rent out as an investment.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Well,
What I don't understand, like I put 1.8 million or
Million.
2.3 million
Yeah.
into one home.
and that's Arkansas money. That's not
Yeah.
California money.
Oh, yeah.
And California money, that's like 45, 50 million.
You can Google it. Just look up the homes of Lake Hamilton. Probably,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure there's a whole thing, and each one is more ridiculous than the next as far as
Spell it right. It's by Zinc.
yeah. And take her name out your mouth, dude.
Take your name out your mouth.
I don't know. It is so strange to me. Even the rich people we know.
Yeah.
We know a couple of people that we know are really money. They've done well, or they've married well, or
Right.
they whatever. I can't even see that they don't have that, or maybe they
No.
do, but I don't think they have that. I know they don't. The ones that I know don't say we have this place on a lake, or we built this $2 million lake. Nobody says that.
Well, but that
So how rich do you have to be to that? And then if that's the case, how many freaking rich people are there? And
A
if
lot.
that's the case,
Yeah.
I get it. Like why people are either mad or frustrated or whatever.
or burn stuff down. And my thing is I think you had the right idea. Maybe what a lot of that. Let's just assume, and I know that's a bad thing to do, but let's say 50% of all those mansions are out. Were basically a Kinslow group purchased it.
Yeah.
You know, a
corporate
group purchased
purchase.
it, and then they rent it out.
Yeah.
And then those people that bought it, they just schedule in, hey, everybody gets a week, a year. That's it. We're gonna rent the rest of it. You know what I mean? And so boom, it's done. Maybe they all go off the off season because they make the most money in the summertime. Hey, no one booked the summer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know that sucks to have a nice place to go enjoy a lake and then you always go there during the winter.
Right.
But yeah, you're getting away.
It's gotta be, dude. It's gotta be
I mean,
group
I think
purchases, but it's just
has
like
to
how
be.
many. I mean, I know there's
And I don't know what
million
kind of
people.
I don't know what kind of witchery, you know, or wizardry has to go on for the stuff you have to put up to the bank and walk in. I think if I was a bank manager and 14 people wandered into my office, one, I wouldn't have enough seating. That's for sure.
No.
But two, you know, I've been looking at 14 people that want to go in on a mansion. I'm like, this
won't work.
I'm not signing off on this because I'm not going to be in the middle of some sort of legal battle. I don't care how airtight and everybody has their own attorney, which now I know that's quick goat thinking. I think now you're up to 28 people in your office if everybody's got their own attorney. I'm not in that. So I don't know how that works. Do you know what I mean? Even if everybody came up with 30% down, the bank wants your money.
I think we're stuck in this bubble in Midwest bubble, not just us, but the Midwest
flyover state bubble.
A Midwest bubble of nobody's got the explosion in the Midwest
right
that's happened on the East Coast or the West Coast, where like in New York, you could have bought a brownstone or a property inside of a condo where you bought it for 130,000, or maybe you bought it for even crazier. You bought it for 27,000 in 1970.
Sure.
And now it's worth 1.9 million because of the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
And people say they say it with a straight face, like that happened. Like people bought property in wine country in Napa Valley
before it was Napa Valley
in the 80s.
Yeah.
For 27,000.
Right.
About this home.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah,
just a
and
land.
now it's worth 1.6 million. It's like
The land is worth 90. If it was sold, I'm thinking about sectioning it out. It's worth 90 million.
it's amazing, and people go, they just say it
Yeah.
with a straight face, like, yeah, my mom and dad bought a place in 1984 for 36,000 in Napa
Yeah, I think
Valley.
Steve said something about his mom and dad. I think he's living in his mom and dad's house. Like
It might
like
be, but
you have a lot of that too, where it just passes the house down.
well,
You know
because
what I
they know
mean?
how much the value went up. But
Sure.
the value in the Midwest is like, I bought a house in 1982 for $100,000. It's worth 110.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing exploded here. We
Right.
don't have that.
Well, we have weird things, super weird things in the Midwest. So mom and dad bought their property, 2 acres
Yeah, in Wichita,
in Wichita. It was like 62,000,
right?
and
But
that
then
was
he
back.
put $500,000
He put
into
a
it
$500,000 into
in
it
his whole life.
and sold it for half that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you lose money. Yeah, you're definitely gonna lose money. Even when everyone said, "Hey, the market's good,"
It's hot.
super
Say
hot.
that. It's hot market.
It's a buyer's market. It's a seller's market. Now, when I bought Random Dude, I could have sold it 2 months later for almost double.
Yeah, for Chinese drug money,
Right.
you could have done it.
But then, where do I go? Because everything was that price.
Well, yeah, for what you're looking for a property.
Yeah,
for that kind of to grow.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all grower property that was going up.
That's it. So
and then you could find a little house.
Yeah, on the prairie, probably.
Maybe you could find something that didn't have property with your profit.
Yeah.
But you're still competing with now the people that are trying
Everybody
to move
else.
to town that want to work that property.
In the pot fields.
Yeah, in the pot fields. So it did affect everything.
Which is Oklahoma's new oil
field. It didn't blow up.
No.
To the sense of, I've owned it since the 80s, and now
I bought it. Now it's 20 times more. If you know what I mean? Like that's California.
That's 1,000% more.
Yeah, 1,000% more. Right.
And we've went up. What would be
if that would have happened?
10% more.
If that would have happened, like if tomorrow they really want it, all the Chinese, they
really
want to keep coming in and really want the property and offered me 1,000 more, I'd sell.
Yeah, 2.6 million. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's only 10%. So if you go 100%, you know what I mean? 2 billion, sure. Yeah, I'm buying China now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just weird seeing that.
Or I'm buying a small bungalow. I'm buying a small bungalow in California.
It's just hard. It's so crazy seeing that much wealth. Now it's still Arkansas, so there are people that did buy on Lake Hamilton in the 70s. You'll notice the ranch style homes, and they might have bought it same kind of deal back then as far as a getaway or something. You don't know, but
maybe it's everybody from California,
but they're run down. Like these are the ones that we can get in because
for $2.
They're so dilapidated, but you're still buying just the prop, like the land sits on.
That's it. But the thing is what I would do is I would make the hunting jacket. Screw all these big, huge places. The place we went to go shooting those hogs. Just make something like that.
Oh yeah,
on the lake,
right?
So hey, you can
some of them
do.
Family. That's what I don't know. There's restrictions are. There's that too that people are getting around.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Or going through.
If you get the property for 100,000 on that lake, and you put another 170,000 on the home, you're done. So it's 270.
Yeah, right.
And then you'd rent it out for 1,000 a weekend, or
whatever the going rate is. Yeah,
and it's huge, and it's got 24, whatever. And people do that.
I know.
The problem is I don't think you can get a group. You can. There's ways around it, but
I don't know. I'm interested in it just because what's the cheat code?
Yeah. To this? Knowing someone from California, because everything costs like a bag of milk out there, dude. Costs
breast milk,
whatever kind of milk you want. You're talking about $1,400. So if you're just if we knew someone like Steve or somebody out in California, if they could just skip buying milk, for about a month or something and save up, they could buy a lake house themselves.
Well, maybe, and that's what it goes where it's like, okay, say you were 22 years old in 1980 and you bought a home.
That's exactly right.
You bought a home in California that was $50,000.
Sure.
And you had a mortgage. You didn't have the cash. You put something down.
Yeah.
But your car only cost $4,000 back then.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your wife stayed at home.
Yeah.
And you had 2 kids. Okay. Then you go through, now it's 1990, right? Now your house
10 years
10
later.
years later is worth 75,000.
Yeah.
And then you go to 2000, now your house is worth 580,000.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to 2020,
it's 1.12
it's
million.
1.7 million to
Right.
whatever. And now you've only been there 30 years.
Yeah, but that's where the family's from, and that's what they know. That's
But
where
what
the
you
jobs
do is
are.
now you can buy this place in Arkansas
Yeah.
with the equity in your home.
Right. And
So you didn't even ever spend any money.
No.
You just called the bank and said, I want this place in property in Arkansas. And it's like, well, what are you going to, well, I just, how about I sell this? I don't know how that works. Like sell a value of your home, use the equity of your home to purchase.
You just use the equity.
This place, get a loan against it. You
get a loan against it. You were basically you're redoing your mortgage. So let's say out of that 50,000, 20 years down the road, you've paid it down to 10,000 or 20,000. Let's say you split it in half, still owe $25,000 on that $50,000 home that you bought in 82, 83. Now it's worth $1 million.
Yeah.
0.2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You call ring the bank.
Yeah.
And say, hey, my property's worth 1.2 million. And they're like, yeah, where do you live? Let me see that address. Yeah, that's the tax appraisal on it.
Yes.
So it might be worth more than that, depending on the condition. But we can at least lend you up to the tax appraisal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so what do you think about doing? I flew over the flyover state.
Well,
I was heading to New York, and I looked out the window, and there was a really nice lake, and it's my favorite name of my favorite Broadway show, Hamilton Lake.
Right.
And there is a castle there. It's 28 rooms, 17 bathrooms. It comes with 15 acres, and it's $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to take equity out. Well, why are you just for a lake house? You're going to live there? How are you going to pay that back? No, I'm going to rent it.
Yeah.
For $2,000 a night.
Yeah.
And it's booked.
Right.
So it's just a business opportunity I'd like to do right now.
It's got to be how it happens.
Sir, what do you do? I'm a postmaster.
Yeah. Or I'm nothing. I'm retired. I don't do anything. It's
I work for the post office.
And you never had to do anything. That's what's so funny.
Right.
You could have worked a normal, mundane job.
Yeah.
Because you could get a house for 50 grand with that job.
That's right.
And then it blew up.
Yeah.
And now you're making these crazy decisions.
Sure.
On a $500,000 home.
Right.
But you have the equity to do it. And now once that starts.
Yeah.
Your payment's $3 grand a month on a $500,000 house.
Yeah.
Well, that's paid for after 2 stays, a month with these people.
Well, I talked about it. Maybe this is what I'll do in my retirement is I'll find some sort of La Quinta Inn or something in Sacramento.
Beautiful La Quintas
somewhere close to where Steve is, or maybe I'll head out there, the opposite direction. Maybe I'll go out, out east,
Yeah.
And I'll get a La Quinta Inn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just be the manager. Because I can do that.
Yes.
Real easy. And they started out there. They start managers at like $150,000 a year.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, out there is nothing. That's like paying someone here 20 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'll get that job 4 days a week, but that job comes with a room, and I'll get one way out where no one even gets a room.
Sure.
Way out in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Close to Sacramento or somewhere in California, right? Where you get like 4 guests a night. And you have
not much to do.
You got 8 million rooms and you get 4 guests a night. And I'll manage that, and I'll just pull that, and I'll just fly back and forth.
It's not a bad idea, dude.
People's done it. So now you're making 150, 160,000.
Yeah.
You take like 20,000 of that, you pay in flights.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey, let's say $40,000 in flights.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're racking up frequent flyer miles because you're flying it 2 ways, every week. So let's see, quick goat thinking. 50, you're flying 100 times.
Yeah, eventually half of them are free because of the miles and the money.
Well, no, you just you get those up through the year, then you take your vacation, you go anywhere in the world,
right?
On the points,
gotcha.
To take everybody.
Yeah,
and still made little over 100,000. Now taxes,
sure,
but you're living out there free.
Yeah,
you're eating free continental breakfasts.
Oh, delicious powdered eggs.
Delicious powdered eggs.
La Quinta has a great breakfast.
It does. But what I'm saying is, I don't know why more people, it all comes down to kind of like, well, I got this job over here at Spirit for $87,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. And you're on in a hot room, throwing rivets in that, where your union doesn't say, "Hey, guys, you're making $3 trillion a year off these planes. Maybe throw some AC in here for the workers." No, workers are like, "No, we want more money. We don't want AC." Meanwhile, you got another guy just catching a flight, catching an Uber over to his La Quinta, staying there for 4 days, working, enjoying the pool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Eating your powdered eggs. Uber back to the old airport. Boom. You're back home. See the kids. Couple days. All right. Time for daddy to go to work. Boom. You go. You know what I mean? It's like a long haul trucker, but you're literally just
staying at a great hotel.
Staying in a great hotel.
Yeah. I don't know.
And getting paid to do it.
I just don't know where the money comes from. And hopefully we'll find that out someday. You know what I mean? Hopefully,
if anybody
there's a cheat code,
finds this in the records,
yeah,
you're welcome. We just solved your whole, you want to invest in something, that's what you invest in.
I don't know.
Invest in yourself. Okay? Bet on yourself. Get out there and run a La Quinta.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, if you have a house on Lake Hamilton, let us know.
Yeah. If you're renting it.
If you're renting it.
Let us know how much you're renting it for.
And if you're interested in learning more,
go to
www.thewaterhead.com, everybody.
.GOOK. Chromes.com.
So I don't know. I don't know how it works, bud, but we'll figure it out. We got a production meeting.
Yeah. I'm still holding out. I mean, we got an employee party. We can discuss this at the employee party. We kill two birds in one time, at one stone. If you visit a stone, you can kill two birds. That's how it's said.
There's too much money in this country. It's too much. There is, man. It's too much.
I watched it, before we go, I do have to say this, and this is worth a look. Go ahead and Google $500 million house, because you're going to like it, and I'll tell you why. Guy gives a quick tour of this mansion on a Segway. Because if he was walking, it'd be 5 episodes of just touring a house.
Yeah.
It's $500 million. Now, what can $500 million buy you? You go find out. It's nice. 25-foot ceilings, 24 dining table, 24 people dining table, chandeliers, art, which is, I don't know why people, they pay an exorbitant amount of money for something that I can weld up today and paint and be like, it's art. Yeah, he segued through this mansion. And it's, if you ever wanted to say like, well, but why? Like what if you live there, you'd have to have some sort of Segway just to get around your own house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want my refrigerator that far away.
Right. No, there's cons. You know what I mean? There's cons to having a 70,000 square foot house.
Sometimes they drive
dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes, bud.
I
don't know. Then I watched a little video about which is, hey, you want a smart idea? Find something that's just normal. Because this guy found, hey, you know what? Rich people need umbrellas. They don't. But no one needs.
Rich people need to spend their money. That's all it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this guy said, you know what I'm going to do? High-end umbrellas.
Yeah.
So the lowest umbrella he sells is like $400, which is pretty cheap. I mean, for a rich guy, that's easy. So yeah, they're pretty nice umbrellas. I guess. I mean,
I don't know. I got ideas. Whether they'll ever translate to anything,
well,
we'll find out.
Take a crayon and mark out umbrella idea, because it's been done.
It's been done. It's like watches are still a thing, dude. And they don't.
Oh, yeah.
You'd think that you'd be like, well, you're talking about a Rolex?
Hey.
That's went down. Nope. They just make the value more.
Guys, watches are like fingernails for women. No one looks at them. No one cares.
Except for they do.
You do.
Yeah, when you wear watch guy.
When you wear a watch, you care about what watch you have on.
Yeah.
No one else does. And by the way, if you do run into a nice young lady or fella, if you're into that, they might, if you attract those people that are looking at your watch, just get ready to have a nice divorce.
Yeah.
And be paying alimony. And that in a NBA star, I don't know what team he plays for. He left his lady at the altar because she wouldn't sign a prenup. And people on the internet is coming to his support. Like, yeah, I wouldn't either. Mostly women.
Yeah.
On there like, I'll sign one, boo. Come see me. Anyway, I don't know. I watches. I never understood that. I never understood the jewelry. Here's fun. I feel it's selfish to wear and buy stuff like that because that money can be allocated, especially if you have kids. That can be allocated to your family, okay? And what are you doing buying stuff for yourself? You don't deserve it. Just go to work.
What's so funny is I'll watch.
Make your money, buy your kids and your wife everything they need, or husband, whatever you do, right? And stop being so selfish. It's selfish.
But they leave a watch that's worth more than our
house,
our lives.
Yeah. Our whole life.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, God bless you. I'm glad that you made the money or got handed down or whatever you did. I'm glad. I'm glad you do what you do, dude.
It's just crazy how.
And I think a lot of it gets passed down.
I think a lot of it is just this.
I really do. I think a lot of it gets passed down. There was a guy that had a quadrillion dollars that he fell into something, and he gave his son some seed money.
Yeah.
There's 45 million. Go out there and be a success yourself. So he got to do some sort of thing that they shoot shots in your ears, makes you quit smoking. You'll see them. I guess they got
FDA. You got to send those to my brother, dude.
FDA approved. We need to get Gump there post haste. We need to go to Paris. There's one in Paris. We need to go. It's only 150 euro, which I don't know what that equals.
Yeah, I think it's about the same. 150 bucks.
We got him there and he got 2 shots in his ears.
Yeah.
He wouldn't smoke no more.
I don't see how that can work.
But he's a success. I mean, he's also into art.
Yeah.
He took a private plane that they flew from France because he didn't have the one that he liked in Italy where he was at. So they flew one from France to Italy, a nice little Cessna, and then he got 14 supermodels on the plane because they were going to go do a photo shoot on a $80 million yacht. And then when they got there, everything's mahogany. Everything's beautiful inside.
Yeah.
It's one of the nicest yachts built by man ever. It's got a pretty good name. Then they put up a white sheet in the yacht, and the ladies came in and they took the pictures. They didn't use the boat or the sea, or they just used a white sheet. Art. I don't understand it.
We'll figure something out, bud.
We'll get it.
I don't know how, but the days of being like, I can't spend $32 on plates and cups are over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
There's not even food to put on these.
I know. Yeah.
And that's where I'm at.
When you're at Taco Bell, it comes in a wrapper. That's your plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever sandwich shop you're going to, or pizza. That's cool. Do something. Here's
its own plate.
Rip the top off. Now you got 2 plates. Huh? Oh, you can rip those. Also, quarter them. Comes with its own plate.
I just don't know. I don't know. The world is a mystery. It seems like each year I get more confused about how things work, and it should be the opposite.
World's a mystery, and your body's a wonderland, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't figured it out. I'm 80 years old. I'm as old as the Queen, and I still don't know.
Well,
I still don't get it, buddy.
Long live the Queen. We'll be back tomorrow with the show up in Wichita for sure. So.
Oh yeah. Stay tuned for that.
More stories coming for you. And we got to talk about the special at some point, but right now I just got production meetings for it. So we'll let you know. I guess we have an interview next week about it. So we'll share that when that happens.
Cool. Just live your lives, guys. If you got the money, you got a lake house, God bless you.
Yeah, send us a link.
You did the work to get that. We're not saying you didn't work for it, for God's sake. We just don't. We're not in those popular cults or groups, whatever you want to. We're not in that. We know people with money, but they don't have lake houses.
So we don't know where that comes from. If you do, let us know.
They might have, yeah.
If you know where it comes from, let us know. And then we'll be like, oh, it makes sense. There's a path, a linear path to get to this.
I've met people that said things like that. Like, you know what? I really wanted a lake house, but I had a $3,000 a day heroin.
That's confusing also.
I mean, I was addicted to
That's a big
heroin.
charge.
How much did you go through heroin? $3,000 a day. How did you make? I mean, you work hard. You work hard, you make $3,000 a day.
Just hustle.
It's a
Just
hustle.
hustle.
You just hustle, and it's $3,000 a day in heroin. Or I could have bought a lake house. I chose heroin.
I did for a long time. I went to rehab, and then I did end up getting my lake house.
Right.
Once I kicked heroin.
I kicked heroin, and I had a big party when I came back from rehab. It was awesome. For doing the right thing. Some people do that.
We're stupid. Thank you for watching.
We're gonna go buy heroin.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing hard drug.
Yep.
So, with that being said,
find us a good rehab.
don't let your meatloaf
Have an okay day.